What is up? This is gonna be I'm gonna try to make this a short yap sesh, but welcome back to my channel. This is Matt Yaps, and today we're gonna be talking about emotional intelligence and why I feel like it needs to be incorporated more in society, and why I feel like it is becoming a very underrated topic as I grow up. And before I talk about this, I really wanted to talk about emotional intelligence because obviously I am grown up. I think I've stated this a couple of times, but I'm gonna repeatedly say I'm a 19-year-old, and I am obviously I'm not a grown up, but I am on my way to becoming a grown up. And as I've been growing up, I've kind of realized like emotional intelligence has faltered so much. Like the more people get older, like think about it. Like in middle school you can be friends with anybody. Like obviously there's gonna be people that they friends group, but you guys remember when we were younger in like fifth grade, fourth grade, in the beginning of middle school before people got to like seventh and eighth grade. Well, the way that my school worked, I think it was like an intermediate school. So we had like a sixth and fifth grade school, and then we had the seventh and eighth grade middle school. But basically, when you're those ages, it's so easy to become friends with anybody. Like you could become friends with the people that you would never become friends with because I feel like when you're younger, you have so much innocence that you just have to have emotional intelligence. You have so much emotional intelligence. Like I feel like kids, honestly, I don't want to say obviously on like a school spectrum, I think kids they're not smarter than adults, but I believe on the emotional side, kids are 80 times smarter than adults, no matter what ages, as far as the adult is. Kids are always they're more in touch with their emotions than what adults are. And obviously, with being very in touch with your emotions, that emotional intelligence comes, and that's the reason why when you were a kid, bro, that's why you had so many friends when you were a kid. You were you you could understand people. You didn't really care about people's backgrounds. You don't care about none of that stuff. You don't care how people looked. You just wanted friends. You wanted to understand why these people were the way they acted, and then you wanted to be a part of that, and just kind of get used to that. That's all part of being a kid. But one thing that I've noticed as you get older, bro, some people they still are emotionally intelligent, but most of the time, bro, you just kind of get shut off from that. Like as you go through, like when you get to seventh and eighth grade, you're still gonna have friends. You're still gonna try to talk to other people. But once you get to like the sophomore year, junior year, high school, that emotional intelligence it feels like it got like zapped from some people. Like personally for me, I feel like I don't want to say I'm the most. I want to sound humble, but I don't want to say I'm the most emotionally intelligent person. But I feel like I have enough to the point where I could understand the way that some people act. But when you get in high school, bro, when you have those people that are fucking, just doing shit on purpose as far as like to fuck with like either an ethnic, either a political or just any like gender group. They're doing that shit because they lost their emotional intelligence. When they were a kid, I guarantee you, obviously, some people's parents are gonna tell them ways to think, but I promise you, when all of us were kids, if our parents never told any of us, if they never gave us a way to think, I promise you, there would be no fucking like there would be no conflicts at all. Because when you are a kid, bro, you kids are so innocent. They just want to be friends with anybody. They don't care how it is. Some stuff obviously they have to get used to, but it doesn't matter. They get used to it and then they become friends with that person. And then it's like I said, the moment you get to a certain age, there's just people like that. They were like that when I was younger. Bro, there was so many people when I was younger that like when I was talking with them, bro, swear to God, there was like so many kids. They just like I don't want to make this a very political channel, but I'll talk about a little bit. They were so open, like as far as just being cool with like other, ethnic groups. Like I remember, I'm not gonna say any names either, and obviously, like I don't talk to these people to this day. But I had one kid. I'm sorry, that's my refrigerator. But I had one kid in elementary school. I moved elementary school like two or three times, so this was like early elementary school because I used to live in California. I lived there from like first to fourth or third grade. And there was this one kid, bro. We were friends ever since first grade. We were friends since preschool, bro. And I believe he was like, I think he was white. He was white or something. He was whiter. He was white, but mixed in with something else. Like it wasn't to the point where like you could tell on his skin, but you could tell from his facial features that he had something else. And bro, I promise you, he was cool as fuck with everybody, every fucking body. He was cool as that. Like I remember, obviously, there's gonna be disabled kids any place, but like with disabled kids, he was cool as fuck with them. With fucking different race kids, he was cool as hell. He was just that one dude that he could be friends with anybody. And then as we got older, I just started to realize like he kind of just started stopped fucking with everybody else, and he just kind of centered himself around like a set group. And I'm not gonna lie, like we were young, so like this group of people, I'm not gonna lie, they were like the first instances of racism I've ever dealt with in my life because I remember they made the corniest fucking song ever, and I'm so glad I sang this song to my sister one time, and she checked me about it because I didn't really realize what it was because I was young as fuck. But I remember that was my home fucking boy. And this nigga literally collaborated with the other group of fucking. These niggas were eight, third grade. We were eight. These niggas made a song telling us African American went to high school and never came back. But like obviously it had more like singing and stuff like that. It wasn't that monotone. And I was just thinking like that is fucking crazy. I always thought like why did he change like that? And then now to this day I'm just realizing he lost his emotional intelligence. He lost the fucking ability to perceive the way that people look at him, to perceive the way that people think, to perceive the way that fucking the reason why people don't fuck with some of the shit that people be fucking, not liking as far as like, racism. He lost that ability to understand that shit. He lost the ability to understand racism. And it's so crazy because it's such an easy ass ability to have. I feel like it's so hard to lose it. I feel like you can't just lose the ability to be fucking great at emotionally intelligent, to be very emotionally intelligent in a second. You can't. It doesn't take a second. It doesn't take a minute. It doesn't take a day. It doesn't take a week. It doesn't take a month. That shit takes years. That shit takes years, bro. That's what's like kind of confusing me. It's just like why are so many people as the years go on they just lose. It's just kind of like I don't even want to say like respect. It's just like they lose morals. And really, when you think about it, as you get older, you should be gaining morals. But the older you get, these people are losing morals. I'm seeing this shit in real time. People I've known ever since middle school that like I'll go to college with. I'm telling you, they don't act the same way. And it's not like an act the same way like they're more mature. They act in a way that like they just don't fuck with everything that they used to fuck with. As far as like just be real, like people they sit around their groups, they just stop fucking with everything else. They stop fucking with I don't want to say like unusual shit, but shit that they stop fucking with stepping out of the boundary. And I feel like that is like a big part of emotional intelligence is literally just stepping out your boundary. Fucking that literally takes your emotional intelligence level from here to here. Because when you step out your boundary, you become so open minded. Like I said, bro, you're gonna gain so much more knowledge because you're not used to seeing some of the shit that you're gonna see when you step out your boundary. And when you step out your boundary and you see some of the shit, you're gonna get so much knowledge, so much fucking knowledge. Mm, yeah, yeah. So I guess this is my little 8 minute yap sesh. I do I want to keep going? I feel like this wasn't that great of a video because I'm not gonna lie, I think of all this shit on the fly. I don't have like a set thing that I just read off. This is just literally me waking up and just saying, I kind of want to talk about this. But yeah, and I guess I kind of want to yap a little bit more. But another thing with emotional intelligence is, bro, like it's not even just about how you perceive people, it's about how you perceive yourself, bro. When you're very emotionally intelligent, I feel like you gain so much more self-respect because you kind of understand the way that you feel. You understand how you react to things. You understand why people treat you the way they do. You understand why people are acting the way they do. And when you understand that, and it's not when I'm saying you understand it, it's not you excusing them for it. It's just you realizing like that they think like that for that reason. I'm not gonna think like that for that reason because I'm my own person. I'm gonna do what I want to do, but I understand why they're doing what they're doing. And honestly, when you get that ability to understand shit like that, that shit is so beautiful, bro. It's so beautiful because I feel like when you don't have a lot of emotional intelligence, you become so conceited to shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, fuck it, we bring in politics. I kind of want to pawn some glasses too, but fuck it, we bring in politics, but fucking Kamala Harris and Donald Trump literally had the greatest levels of emotional intelligence, like Barack Obama and Mitt Romney and the other Republican, what you call it, president people that were running back then. If they had just an inch of these people's emotional intelligence, these people America would be so fucking good. 'Cause I understand you only have to have one. You can only have one person as president, but it's always been like that with Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. Those niggas, they obviously used to not agree with stuff, but they were so emotionally intelligent. They still understood why this person thought the way they did. They didn't agree with it, but they had so much respect and emotional touch. They was like, okay, it's okay that this person thinks the way they do. Because I remember I saw a video, and I don't think Mitt Romney was the one who corrected this woman, but this one woman for this one president, and she was in the crowd. She was like, "Oh, I'm not voting for Barack Obama. He's not even American. I think she was saying he's from like the Middle East or something." And the same dude that was running against him, the same dude that he is running against this guy. He is trying to be the president of the United States of America. Do you understand how much of an achievement that is? And this same nigga that is trying to become the greatest achievement you can really be in life literally says, "Hey, all right. So first off, I'm gonna cut you off there. Barack Obama is a God-fearing, loving family man. He is definitely a U.S. citizen, and like basically he just defended his name. He defended the same dude that he was running against to be the president of the United States of a fucking America, be the POTUS. He is defending his fucking competitor's name, and that's just literally it's so easy. It's so easy. It's just called. It's not even just about being emotionally intelligent. That's just called being a good person. Like if I'm not gonna lie, if Kamala Harris heard if somebody talked bad on Donald Trump like that with Kamala Harris, she'd probably add on to that shit. And if somebody talked bad about Kamala Harris to Donald Trump, he'd probably add on to that shit because they have like no emotional intelligence, bro. They just can't understand where they're coming from. It's just wild, very wild. But yeah, that's mad yaps.